Killing time, capturing time. Good, it's good heading. Killing time, capturing time. I like that. I thought that last night as I was falling asleep. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'd like to say hi to the new subscribers I've got since the last time I'd done a video up Early Monument. Hope you enjoy the upcoming videos that you've subscribed up for. I'll try my best to make them as good and as fun as I can. And I'm wondering just now whether you can tell where I'm going. What in the landscape behind me is a bit unusual, but I'm quite lucky that I've got it close to my home. So I'm planning on doing a few long exposures, and I've got a big whirly turbine behind me there. I like to call them windmills. It's a bit fancier than just a turbine. A turbine seems a bit too industrialised. It's more glamorous as a windmill, but it's definitely a turbine. But anyway, that's what I'm going to take some photos of. There's the turbine there, and then there's a wee bit of water just to the side of it that I might go around and have a look, because that should be frozen over, because I think it's -2 just now. But we'll go get the long exposures done first. I think we'll head our way down to the turbine windmill, and we'll go and have a look, see how we get on. Come on, let's go. What are we hanging about here for? So I think I have found my composition, and I will let you see it once I'm a wee bit more set up. But it's going to be quite an unusual photo, a bit different, which is always good. It's always a good thing to think, is try and think out of the box. Because it is a wind turbine at the end of the day. It's nothing fancy, but it's just good to do these kind of things to practice your technique and to just fiddle about with the equipment that you've got and see what you can do. And then if you get into a situation where you are maybe you're in a field with about 20 of them or 30 of them, and it's a bigger composition, and you're wanting ideas. If you practice your art, practice what you enjoy doing, try these different things out. If they don't work, they don't work, but if they do work, then you know to do it again in the future. Because at the end of the day, the whole point of today is I'm staying local, staying beside, I'm not far from my house at all, and I'm just killing time while capturing time. And that's a good thing about taking photos, because that's essentially what you're doing. You're capturing time, you're capturing little moments in time that people don't get to see, and then you're showing them off on a platform where people can see them. And you never know who's looking at your photos. Could be somebody that can't get out of their house, or somebody that is restricted to the distance that they can walk, and they maybe won't get to see these kind of things, which is a real shame. And if you can do this, if you can capture these moments in time, and that's the good thing about social media, is that us that go out and take photos, be it with your phone or with your camera, gets to share these images, and people don't miss out. Which is, for me, which is what it's all about. I love taking photos, and I love capturing these moments, and I love letting people see what I've captured, and it's just, makes it what it's all about. Definitely. capturing time. That's the way I see it. Tearing little strips off. Every photo you take is, in my head anyway, every photo I kind of take, it's like I'm tearing like a layer off, and I'm taking that home with me, and I'm showing everybody that can't get these things and can't get to these places to see. So why is that such a bad thing? If you've got the opportunity to go and do it and let other people see it, why wouldn't you? I bet you're all excited to see what I'm actually trying to do. I bet you're on the edge of your seat. This is something that I don't usually do either. I've got the main object bang in the middle of my picture, and I try not to do that as a rule with myself, but with the composition I've got here and the idea I've got running through my head, it's kind of going that way. Right, so I'll bring you around and let you see what I'm trying to do. Right, so I'm at my position that I've got my wind turbine, windmilly thing in view, and what I'm trying to do is I've got a strainer, a fence strainer in front of me. I'm trying to get the windmill to sit on that strainer. I'm a good bit away from the windmill, I'll let you see that just now. If I can turn you around gently. I can try and brighten us up a bit. And I'll move all that detail away. How'd I get? Right. Too bright. As you can see the strainer just at the bottom of the screen there. There, see my ghosty finger coming in? And I'm wanting this as a long exposure, so I'm hopefully going to have a blur, but I'm hoping that the propellers are going to be blurred. But the sky is that pale in the background, I don't know if I'm going to get this effect. But it's worth trying. Definitely. You can see the fence there in the front. Now that's a strainer it's going to be sitting on. You can see it kind of above the strainer, and you can see the bit of wood coming off it to the side here. I didn't want that because that was just ruining the photo. So we'll see, we'll try. It's trial and error, killing time, capturing time. So that's what it's all about today. Not travel too far, and it's just experimenting, it's just seeing what we can do with a little bit of spare time. Guys, there's our water. It kind of stopped. There's a wee bit for crossing in the middle there. But as you can see, it's frozen solid, but it's awfully high. Awfully high. But it is frozen, so frozen water means danger. You do not go near it. You do not want to fall into frozen water. So always be safe. You want to be able to come back and show your photos. So I am going to trek about here, see if I can find a good location while I send yous up to have a look about and go and have a look and see the things that I can't see if you're doing here.
Don't wanna be in love if it's not with you. Don't wanna cry that extra tear. Don't want to make mountains move. Let summer go, tell my skin to forget every little thing about you. Acting hear me out, come down, so that we can lay still for a while. Hand me a smile. I know we've tried too many times now. Tear my heart apart, tell the world to start acting normal. My mind feels unwell, break this awful spell. How are we gonna fight if we can't stand up? How are we gonna conquer this? Show me a way out. Tear my heart apart, tell the world to start acting normal. My mind feels unwell, break this awful spell. Oh, tear my heart apart, tell the world to start acting normal. My mind feels unwell, break this awful spell. How are we gonna fight? How are we gonna conquer this?
Ooh, it's chilly on the bum. I think my bum just touched the snow, or something touched it. Definitely a wee bit chilly on the old bum. Maybe a snowflake. It's a brave snowflake. Very brave. Now I am loving this wee composition I found here. It's simple, simplistic, but the colours in the sky are just setting it all off. And it's just, the clouds are kind of running at an angle, and I've got a wee tuft of grass at the front, and then I've got the sky kind of blue colour reflecting off the ice, and with the S kind of bend in the river, it really is just a simple, perfect wee picture. And it's for having a wind turbine windmill-y thingy majiggy in the picture. It is surprisingly nice and tranquil and quaint. Again, mind that thing I was telling you, I'm not really a wordsmith. I try and come out with these fancy words at a time to make myself seem like I ken what I'm talking about when it comes to big fancy words, but I always end up usually shooting myself in the foot because I rattle off too many. I'm like rattling off fancy words, like, oh aye, that goes, in my head, oh aye, that goes, and then I run out of words and then I try and think of another word. So I'm going to cut that crap out. Well, unless you like seeing me mucking up my words. If you do, leave a message in the comments. Is there any occasions that you have been in and you've tried to say fancy words and they've never really come out? They get stuck at the back of your throat. You know what you're trying to say, but putting them out there is a different thing altogether. But anyway, back to photos. What am I speaking about? Speaking about words. It's not a dictionary. There I go again, it's not a dictionary programme. Whenever do you get a dictionary programme? I don't think that would be very good TV. Yes, today we are going to start off at letter A and work our way through all the letters in A, and then at the end of A we'll move on to B, and then hopefully by the end of the programme we'll be at Z, and you'll know all the words in it. That would make a TV programme. So why am I trying to make a video with words, with fancy words like that? It's photos that we're interested in. What am I speaking about? I think this cold weather's getting to my head. Anyway, I'll let you see what I've got here. There's the turbine turning. And as you can see, if I can kind of, you see the way the sky is reflecting off of the ice in front of me, and it really is just, it's all the nice colours. And I'm liking it, I'm loving it. That's f7.1. ISO's on auto for some strange reason. Oh, I put it on auto at the last bit, but it's at ISO 100 just now. To give him a crisp picture, I'll let you see that again, guys. f7.1 and 100th of a second, and it is, there's just a few flurries of snow coming through, and I'm wondering if I can catch that. Right, see if I can get this composition again. I need to have, I don't want, oh well, okay, that's actually quite lucky. I think I'm quite lucky here. That's looking pretty good. I've got a wee bit of foliage along the front. I might move back just a bar here. Because you want something just to break up the water coming too close. And there's a wee bit of snow there just to give the snow effect. So I think that, oh, I think that'll be a good photo. Now I'm going to take a couple of, well, if you can see me, maybe you can't see me there, I'll turn you around a wee bit. Can you see me now? Aye, can you see me now? Right, so aye, that's taken me about 15-20 minutes to find two compositions of the same kind of photo, and that gives you that option to play with stuff, and it gives you that versatility. There I go again with these fancy words, but it gives you more options, and it gives you a better chance of getting that final product at the end. And that's what it's all about, the final product at the end. You can take their photos all day long and get home and maybe a heap of rubbish ones. But this is looking grand. I've got a wee bit of the banking at the front, then I've got the water, I've got a couple of wee bushes at the side, I've got the snaking in the river, and then I've got the turbine turning at the background. And I've got the shutter speed at such a shutter speed that there's no blur. It just catches it. Bang. There's no tracer. And I'm liking it. So I took that one at 100th of a second, and then I'm just changing it down. I'm creeping it down to 1/60th of a second. And I'm going to try that and see what that's just making my picture a wee bit lighter. If you are still liking these videos, please hit the subscribe button, like button, share with your mates. If you've got ideas around this area in Angus, Scotland that you'd like to see me go and take photos of, feel free to leave it in the comments. If you've got any silly sayings that you say around the house that maybe we didn't care about, I might mention some of them in my next video, because I like a silly saying myself. That's quite good, that. I like a silly saying myself. So, aye, feel free to comment your silly sayings and subscribe and like and share and do all the gubbins that you have to do on YouTube. And I will see you in the next video, wherever that may be. And thanks again, guys. I really do appreciate it.